Tim Kennedy, never did catch one of your MMA fights. I thought it's kind of cool you're hunting down Hitler. Nah, dude, you're fucked.
I've never said anything about having a Purple Heart or a Bronze Star with a V device.
You sure about that?
Welcome to Vets Talking, everybody. If you're new here, I appreciate you checking this video out. I've only actually learned about this Tim Kennedy thing just a few months ago. Shout out to Valhalla VFT, the channel run by Nate. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name, Green Beret over there. I started seeing him putting these videos out talking about Tim Kennedy, lying about awards, lying about combat actions and all kinds of stuff. I'm like, Tim Kennedy, the MMA fighter, the guy who's hunting Hitler, like I said, who's been on all these shows, Joe Rogan, you name it, has been lying this whole time. Yeah, come to find out, I mean, bold-faced lies. I tell you what, guys, I'm going to break down this letter that he put out last night. No surprise, around like midnight, this letter goes out. He's trying to hide it. And I mean, not surprised at all, because he's been lying about stuff. The biggest one that we're going to address first off the top, that he got a Bronze Star of Valor, which is a very important key indication, the Valor side of that. And he's been doing nothing but trying to call people out who have been calling him out for lying about this stuff, saying that they're lying. It's like, dude, we've got the freaking receipts. We've got people who were there. You think that the people who are on your team who were there are not going to call you out for these lies? You put the stuff on the internet, it's there forever. So let's go ahead and first we'll pull this letter up. And like I said, I'm going to go through and I'll break down this letter for you. I'll try to do it as quickly and entertaining as possible. But before I go through the whole letter, I'm going to actually bring the receipts. I'm going to show anybody out there who's not familiar with this story already, the videos of things that he's actually said and the rebuttals by people who can prove that this stuff is wrong, that he's been BSing this whole damn time. So here's the letter that he dropped last night. And the key point, the first one I want to point out is right here, where I'm going to avoid the stupid verbiage that he puts at the beginning. Because again, he's trying to use certain words to make it sound like it's not as bad as it is. It's bad. It's really bad. But right here, he says that I had been awarded the Bronze Star with Valor. Again, the key point of that is with Valor. That is not true, and there is no excuse for it. I never received that honor. So that is the number one point right there, because he's even tried to not only claim that people are lying about it, tried to claim that he never even made these claims, tries to say that he never actually said that he got these awards. Yeah, you did, Tim. It's on. We have multiple sources. We have an audio interview and a video interview multiple times. You saying that you got the Valor Award, which is straight up stolen valor. All right, so we're going to get into this. First off, I want to point out that first, he put out a book published on June 7, 2022. The book itself is, I think, where so much of this controversy really started to spark, because it was a while after that, I guess the key indicators started going around. People started having whispers like, hey, did Tim really do this? Did that really happen? Because like I said, if you watch Joe Rogan talk about this, Joe Rogan is like, dude, this guy's practically like Rambo. It's not really what he said, but he's an interview he's doing with another guy saying, did you hear what Tim went through? What Tim Kennedy went through? Like, oh my God. Yeah, he was lying about all of it. And it was the Antihero Podcast. Big shout out to those guys, one of them being a Delta operator. So I think this guy knows what he's talking about and has a few connections, which he does. He talked directly to people who were there when these claims came out. So I'm putting the link down below. They did an entire 3-hour show breaking down the lies that Tim put out in here. I mean, I'm talking about bold-faced freaking lies, that he was running this operation, that the base they were going to had been overwhelmed by the Taliban and multiple times, that there was Iranians there and all this other kind of crap. The Green Berets were out there fighting inside the wire, hand-to-hand combat. None of that happened. Like, none of that freaking happened. So just they even say on this podcast that like this could be a great like combat fiction book, but it's not. He's trying to claim that it's real, and it's easily disproven. That's the number one. First one. It's David Hookstead. I'm sorry if I got your name wrong. I only found his videos recently as well. David Hookstead has been doing research into this. He's not military himself, to my knowledge, but he's been doing a lot of research, and he's been pulling all the information, compiling all the information, pulling all the quotes and the other people, the members of his teams and everything else, and pulling these videos and able to show a very concise timeline of events between the lies, the proof of the lies, and Tim continuing to try to push the lies and just claim that everyone's basically attacking him. And that's actually something I want to bring up too, because I'm probably going to get these comments and from what I understand, anybody out there who's a veteran like myself, who's trying to call out Tim. By the way, I was not Green Beret, anything like that. I saw my own just little bits of combat, but nothing extreme. But I want to put that out there because I'm not trying to compare myself as a Green Beret. Actually, I did my 5 years in psychological operations, so I worked under USASOC, but I was not any kind of actual special warfare fighter like these guys, okay? That's what I'm going to put that disclaimer out there, because people are going to try to make the claim that it's veterans attacking veterans. No, we hold our own accountable. Okay. And that's the reason I'm going to say that, because yeah, we're holding our own accountable, me as a veteran, not as a Green Beret, because I wasn't a Green Beret, but nonetheless, we're going to hold ourselves accountable as veterans when we have other veterans who are pulling the name of our, whether it be the Army, whether it be special operations, dragging through the mud with these bunch of freaking lies. So I don't like to see it. And I know, especially the special operations community doesn't like to see it. Valhalla and the Antihero Podcast, all these guys. So this is not veterans just attacking veterans. It's veterans calling out people who are liars. It's the exact same thing like the government. I don't necessarily hate all the politicians, but I'm going to call out the bad politicians who are bringing bad government. I don't hate all cops. I actually love the police, but at the same time, I'm still going to hold the police accountable for when they do things wrong. We don't hate all cops, but we definitely hate the bad ones. So that's the point we're making here, is that we're going to call people out who are bullshitting. If anybody should know anything about stolen valor or who needs to call people out, it's going to be the people who have been there and done that. So that's the reason why I'm doing this. But David Hookstead here, who, like I said, he's been doing research, at least that he's doing good research. I don't know, maybe he's actually allowed to call us out because he's not a veteran. Nonetheless, I'm going to pull his clips up here.
It was a Mighty Oaks interview from 2019. In the interview, Tim Kennedy, clear as day, states that he has medals for valor. That's what he says.
The dumb things that I did throughout my life, a period of time where I thought I had AIDS. I had a couple of women pregnant. Neither of them were the woman that I was living with. And that is one storyline, one arc of all of these things that ultimately should have broken a normal person, but tied to the current timeline of what I am doing now and the things that I did in my military career and the things that I did in my fighting career. Fighting for world titles, going overseas multiple times, earning medals for valor. Those things are directly tied.
Adam Morgan says, that's what I figured. Have you spent any time in Iraq or Afghanistan as part of your Ranger career? Well, I went to Ranger school and I'm Ranger qualified, so I have a Ranger tab, but I'm not assigned to a Ranger battalion. I'm assigned to a different unit. So I don't want people to misunderstand. Yes, I am an Army Ranger, but I'm not assigned to a Ranger battalion. I know it's kind of complicated. Yes, I was in Iraq. I was there for an entire tour and earned a Bronze Star for Valor when I was there, and I love being over there. I wish I was over there right now. So this is a 2007 November 30th interview with a guy named Adam Morgan on a website, 5ouncesofpain.com. The USO published an article, a profile, if you will, and in that profile of Tim, it claims, let me read it to you, Staff Sergeant Kennedy has a handful of deployments under his belt and a silver star. A silver star to back up his words. Now, I need to be clear here because this is critically important. Tim, in the USO story, does not say he has a silver star. Author Kelly Krieger makes the statement in the article. This is on the USO's website right now. I have it right in front of me. I am reading it right here. And so, does Tim not know about this article from, let's see when it was published, August 18, 2010, that says he has a silver star.
And then on top of that, there is Nate from Valhalla VFT, who, if I recall, he's retired. He's retired Green Beret, spent, I believe, his entire time in as a Green Beret. Has a lot of experience himself, but he'll even break down in his own. Like, he breaks down, this is the key I was talking about, because Tim does have a Bronze Star. Okay, he has one. He has one single individual Bronze Star, but it is not for Valor. Nate breaks it down perfectly in this clip. I don't know if I can play the whole thing, but at least I can explain it to you. I don't have a Valor Award, but I have 2 Army Commendation Medals. No, I have 1 Commendation Medal from combat, but it doesn't have a Valor Award. You can get a Valor Award. You can get a Valor device, V device, for even the Commendation Medal. You have to do something pretty damn extreme. In an interview, Tim claims, somebody asked him, well, what did you receive this Valor Award for? I was being shot at and I shot this guy. Yeah, that's not how it works. No, that's not how it works. You don't get a Valor Award just because you shoot. You have to actually do something valorous in order to receive an award.
I've never said anything about having a Purple Heart or a Bronze Star with a V device.
You sure about that?
Per the source I have here, you have a Bronze Star with a V. Is that correct?
Yep.
You mind telling us about what happened there and how you got that?
Oh, pretty straightforward. Like, I think so. There's a bad guy, and bad guy was shooting at us, and I shot him.
Wow, you guys hear that? What an amazing tale of valor. There was a bad guy, and he was shooting at us, and then I shot him. And that's worth a Bronze Star medal with valor, apparently.
Award.
Now, I know
Nate actually shows how he received his Commendation Medal for valor, and it is to the next level extreme compared to just a guy shooting at me and I shot back, and he got a Commendation Medal.
I'm going to put mine on the screen right now because, yes, I also have them. And mine's actually an ARCOM V, which is 1 step below Bronze Star medal with valor. Mine was actually downgraded from a BSM-V. So why don't you guys take a look at this? You can pause it, actually read it. And again, this is just to show you, juxtapose Tim's story about how he got a Valor Award higher than mine and the actions of what my Valor Award was worth. And also 3 of my other teammates that were involved in that directly, who did more heroic things than I even did, also only got ARCOM Vs. Okay, so
a Bronze Star is the next level up when it comes to a Valor Award if you get with a V device, and that's enough. I mean, that's an extreme level. The only other one after that, then you got Silver Star, which you don't need a V device. That's automatically for Valor. But Bronze Star can actually be a non-combat award. Now, you still get it in combat, but I mean, you can receive it for non-combat actions. When I was with the 173rd Airborne Brigade after the invasion in 2003, well, when we left in 2004, everyone who was E8 and above got a freaking Bronze Star, regardless of whether they were actually outside the wire or if they're just sitting behind a desk inside Kirkuk for the whole damn tour. Is that right? No, we were all kind of a little like, really, that's bullshit. But nonetheless, it wasn't for valor. Tim has one. Tim has a Bronze Star, no valor device. Okay. We've even, the people have passed around. They've got his DD-214. He does not have a valor device. Same thing also for Purple Heart. He makes claims in his book. He makes claims. He's made other claims that he was severely wounded in combat. I think it was the same operation. Go check out the Antihero Podcast, the 3 hours. I got the link below for the whole 3 hours where they break down his book meticulously. But he claims that he had shrapnel, that it was all over his arm, that he took severe wounds to the neck and everything. He has no report of that at all. Not in DD-214 that he ever received any injuries in combat. He never got submitted for a Purple Heart, even though he's indicating that he got wounds, injuries sustained by enemy attack that would qualify him for Purple Heart. So I think people are kind of saying, like, he's trying to indicate that he did receive the Purple Heart, but at least he's not actually flat out lying and saying he got one. But the problem is that he is saying that he sustained injuries by enemy fire, which would earn him a Purple Heart. Not only is there no record of that, but everyone who was there, everyone else who was in the truck, including, I believe it was his team leader, and even the team medic was right there and said, no, that ain't right. That didn't happen. Of which that was many stories. Like I said, of which there are just too damn many to break down. All the so many of the stories that he's putting out are just total and complete bullshit, flat out, blatant lies that's easily been disputed. So I want to surmise, at least with that whole breakdown, is it not good enough, Tim, that you were a Green Beret? You were also a Ranger tabbed. You've been there and done that so many times. You've been in combat. You've got cool awards. You've done cool guy shit. Why do you have to lie about this? That would be like Rambo saying that, oh, yeah, well, I was out there and I went and nuked all of Russia and I killed every single Taliban. Like, you were already badass enough. Or, obviously he was in Vietnam, but, it's in the later movies when he went to Afghanistan. You know what I mean? He doesn't need to lie, though, because he's already been there and done that. So with that all being said, let's get into this freaking pathetic-ass apology letter that he puts out here. We'll start at the top, and I'll start to break down a few things here and there. Again, with everything I was talking about, Antihero Podcast, David Hookstead, Valhalla VFT, the videos that I was referring to, they're all linked in the description down below, so go ahead and check them out. Show them all some love. They've been doing amazing work talking about all this. All right, starting at the top with this bullshit. Tim says, I want to take full and unequivocal responsibility for a serious mistake. Right there, a mistake? Really? Over the years, I made public statements and gave interviews in which I unintentionally misstated aspects of my military service. Yeah, I'm editing this afterwards. I'm pretty sure I've already put in the videos where those don't seem like unintentional mistakes. Most notably, I implied directly or indirectly. It was directly, motherfucker. You directly said this shit. That I had been awarded the Bronze Star with Valor. That is not true, and there is no excuse for it. I never received that honor, and I deeply regret ever suggesting otherwise. Are you also going to apologize for the years of trying to pull other people's names through the mud for calling you out on that bullshit? That kind of recognition is sacred. Yeah, there are people who died. Many, many people who died receiving that award. And it wasn't just because they got shot at and they shot somebody back. It represents extraordinary courage under fire, acts that risk or cost lives. Yep. To those who truly earned it, and to their families and brothers in arms, I offer my sincere and direct apology. What I said disrespected your service, and I take full ownership of that. At least that part is accurate, but I don't think it's very sincere given the years of you lying and attacking other people for trying to call you out on your bullshit. I was young when I stepped into the public eye, and while I wasn't prepared for the scrutiny or pressure that came with it, that doesn't absolve me. Yeah, no, it doesn't. No. Oh, I was young. Yeah, well, you've also been a Green Beret for quite a while. I'm pretty sure there's a level of professionalism that's always expected within that kind of community, and you didn't show any of it. I should have known better. Integrity is not situational, and I failed to uphold the standards I claim to represent. Yep. To the military and veteran community, especially those who've served in combat or lost people they love, I am deeply sorry. I know I've let many of you down. You had every right to expect more from me, and I didn't live up to that. Great. I want to apologize. It's only coming out now because he's under investigation, and like I said at the very beginning, he's fucked. So again, it's a little shorthand. It's not enough. It's not enough. This apology is not the end. It's the beginning. I am committed to rebuilding that trust, honest reflection, visible accountability, and ongoing service to the community I represent myself to. I will no longer speak about my service in a way that elevates me beyond what I actually did. Yeah, I think you just shut the hell up about all of it. I mean, who the hell is going to believe anything at this point? All right. They point out in the Antihero podcast that he lies about every single part. He lied and claimed claiming, going through sniper school, going through another school. Both of them, he failed the first time. Going through Ranger school, and he received top honors in Ranger school. No, he barely made it. Barely freaking made it. I think there was even something when he was going through the Q course or something like that, when he was going through SFAS, that they were trying to fail him on that. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that, but at the very least, them talking about being top honors in Ranger school, total and complete bullshit. So they even point out in the Antihero podcast, if somebody says, hey, I was top honors in that, and then you find out, oh, you were lying about that, I'm at the very least going to question you from now on. So now every single thing, and that's bad enough. But now when we're talking about the flat out bold-faced lies of his time in combat, having received Valor Awards and everything else, no one's going to believe anything you ever freaking say. I say keep your damn mouth shut about all of your military service, because you're going to be lucky at this point if you can even keep your special forces tab in your Green Beret. Because it's looking like Valhalla is saying that dude, he's probably going to lose that. From now on, my words will be guided by truth, humility, and respect. Yeah, well, it always should have been. I understand that words alone don't heal disappointment or restore trust. Only time and action will. I think your public persona's done. I don't see how any of that's going to heal, dude. Thank you to those who have held me accountable. Fuck you. I will do my best to honor that accountability from this point forward, Tim Kennedy. Oh, I got something for you.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
I don't buy it. I don't buy any of it. This is nothing but cover your ass. This is a CYA statement right here, if I've ever seen one. I haven't even looked at the comments, but I will bet anything. There's going to be people out there. There's going to be simps out there who are still going to believe him no matter what. Like I even saw on David Hookstead's, he was doing a stream this morning, and still people were going in there like saying like absolute depraved things because David was calling out Tim for his freaking lies. So there's going to be these people out there, which I just don't understand. You got one right here. Stand up man right here. We are American, blah, blah, blah. What the hell ever, dude. What's the Patriot Powder King? Tim, we've made hundreds, maybe thousands of mistakes as we go through life. I'm a Bronze Star Valor Award recipient, and I guarantee you that my service was no more worthy of that award than your service. All that you have done is, oh, come on, dude. Oh my God. Oh, here's the point. My understanding is he stated that he killed women and children and collected trophies, guns. Lying about medals is the least of it. That's actually a good point. I didn't even highlight that part. I completely forgot to leave that out of my if it's true, he's claiming war crimes. At the very least, again, that's another thing. Why he's like bragging. He's actually putting that out like he's bragging that he killed women and children, which are war crimes. Well, guess what? Now you and your ODA, which actually I think the Antihero Podcast was saying he wasn't even an ODA, that he was only attached. But now the whole team has got to be investigated for war crimes. Why lie about that? It's like he's trying to lie to enhance this story of fiction that he's putting out there to bring that sympathy. Oh, you poor guy, you had to do such horrendous things. No, that's awful. He's lying about war crimes, which of course everybody out there said, no, that didn't happen. And I really hope it didn't. But yeah. How do you unintentionally lie? Lying is always intentional. Even my 5-year-old knows this. Yep. Tim, you aren't taking full and unequivocal responsibility or full ownership if you simultaneously claim the misstatements, lies, were unintentional. This may have the appearance of an apology, but it isn't. Exactly. Why wait until you got called out? Surely you knew this for years. Exactly. Exactly. So it's amazing. I guarantee the people who are sitting there and are still simping for him, calling him a hero and all that, are just they're going in with horse blinders on. They're not looking at the facts that all these guys have been laying out. That the actual we have the video freaking evidence. I'm putting in this video right here, but these people are walking around going, "Nope, I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that. It's not real. It's not real. You guys just suck and you hate veterans." Okay, I guess. And yes, I'm splicing the video out here right now because I just realized I ended the video not full screen, which I hate to do. So I'm going to do this the right way. Yeah, this is all ridiculous. It's all dumb. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more fallout coming out about this. I'll be very curious to see what the investigations happen if you have USASOC out there. Let me know in the comments below what kind of punishment do you think? Do you think he's going to lose his beret and his tab? Because I'll tell you what, man, that's his entire persona right there, and that's killer. We're definitely going to talk about this at some point on one of our Knife Hands episodes, our live streams that airs every single Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern, 8 p.m. And I'm trying to see if I can get somebody who is much more knowledgeable. I don't know if I can get one of these guys that I was talking about. We shall see. But I do want to talk about this on there. We'll go into a long, in-depth conversation. Check out the shows, check out the live streams, which I have a lot of fun on there. Like I said, obviously, I've got my sound effects. I play videos. We play a drinking game rules where we do shots for every $20 super chat. It's a lot of fun, and we actually go through really good information while trying to have a good time at the same time. So do check out Knife Hands tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern. We'll definitely talk about this. And yeah, stay tuned for if we have anything else coming up about this. If you like Tom McDonald and his music, I do a lot of reaction. You can see a lot of his memorabilia behind me here. Check out Vets Talking Tunes in my playlist. I do a lot of the reactions on there. And yeah, guys, thank you very much for being here. If you haven't already, if you're brand new here, make sure you double tap that like and subscribe and ring that bell for notifications. Be greatly appreciated. Tell me in the comments below, what do you think about this? Are you going to call me a little bitch, whatever, that I hate veterans? What, I don't care. Comment below. Let me know what you think. And you can share this video out there with everybody because you don't got to be vet to be here at Vets Talking. Just don't get butthurt. You've been warned.